Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Well, it's not really a good morning, is it? I mean, Celtic dropped points again for the final game of the season in 2025. What a year. We are running a poll question already. Do we need to back him or sack him? And it's a serious question because it's not his own players, but Martin O'Neill got to tune out these players. Martin O'Neill, in the same amount of games, won Manager of the Month at Celtic. Wilfred Nancy has decimated all the good work that the previous stand-in manager did. What Martin O'Neill did at the club was phenomenal. We're talking about it last night. Could we run with Sean Maloney to the end of the season? So there is a poll question. Do we back him or sack him? Back him, he needs his own players, 9%. Sack him, we will win nothing, 91%, and we are sitting on 71 votes already. And we only started just a minute or so ago. 73 votes. So tell me about it. We're going to stay on as long as we can this morning. I may even come back on at lunchtime and do a Zoom call. So if you want to have your say, join me for that this afternoon, and it'll be the second last video of the year. Can't believe he hasn't been sacked yet. Feel for the players. There's an interest. I did a thing this morning, and we know how the board like to ask ChatGPT questions. Well, I did the same this morning. Let's see if we do this. We'll show you. So I asked ChatGPT this morning on how to fix Celtic with the state of Celtic Football Club. This is the prompt that I gave it. With the state of Celtic Football Club off and on the pitch, how do you best manage change at a time like this? Does the manager need to be given time, and does he need the transfer window, and what the board do and say? And this is what ChatGPT said that the Celtic board. Now, I've only done this because there has been a few statements put out that looks as if they were written by ChatGPT. So I thought, let's just play the PLC board game and how they might look at it this morning when they're sitting in their office. Let's ask ChatGPT. So I did. Anyway, I'll break it down. Do you like it? I'll break it down plainly. No spin. I wonder if that comes up on the ChatGPT Celtic account. No spin. Everything's about spin. How do you manage change at Celtic right now? First, you stabilise and then rebuild. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. First, you stabilise. Right now, Celtic aren't just struggling on the pitch. ChatGPT doesn't hold back, does it? There's fan distrust. Yes. We'll agree that. There's mixed message from the board. There's no message from the board. A squad that looks mentally fragile, says ChatGPT. Oh my days. Consistent noise about recruitment and direction. So the priority isn't vision statements, it's clarity. ChatGPT. I think that you're on the side of the ChatGPT's a rebel. ChatGPT's got a season ticket in 111. Consistent noise around recruitment and direction. So the priority says ChatGPT isn't vision statements, it's clarity. The key principles. One football voice, manager and recruitment lead aligned. No leaks, no mixed signals, no leaks, no Peter Martin statements. Celtic are about to sack the manager. Short-term realism with long-term honesty. I think that we get ChatGPT on the board. Fans can handle bad news. Can we handle bad news, though? Can we really handle bad news as a set of supporters? Are we willing to take this short-term hit? Are we willing to take a short-term hit for long-term gain? short-term hit would be lose the game this weekend. Back the manager fully in the next window. We're going to have to bring in a defender anyway because we're now 2 defenders short. 3 defenders short when it comes to the squad. Does the manager need time? ChatGPT then clarified. Yes, but time must be earned, not demanded. Fair play to ChatGPT. At Celtic, give him time only works if supporters can see something building. That's an interesting one. Can we see anything building? For moments in the game, yes. You have to give the manager that. You can see what he's trying to do. So is it a case of it's the players, not the manager? And it's the same players that have played the way they have. Anyway, time looks like a clear playing identity, even if results dip. Oh, come on, ChatGPT. You're on the side of the manager here. Players improving individually. Can these players? Youth being trusted or a visible recruitment plan? Oh, ChatGPT's just slayed the Celtic board. Accountability after bad results. No deflection. That's what given time at Celtic looks like according to ChatGPT. What doesn't work? So the board will have done this, and maybe this is how they hired Wilfred Nancy. It's a rebuild with no evidence. This is very true. Hiding behind Europe or injuries, repeating the same mistakes weekly. It doesn't work at all, does it? Celtic managers don't get unconditional time. They get conditional patience. Does the manager need the transfer window? ChatGPT asked itself. Absolutely. But not a scattergun one. Celtic don't need 7 projects, 4 loans with no future. Jesus. Market opportunities nobody asked for. Fair play, fair play to ChatGPT. It's whipped ass with Celtic this morning, isn't it? What they need, according to ChatGPT this morning, Celtic need 2 or 3 first team ready starters. They need a leader, not just talent. A clear spine, a centre back and a centre mid and a forward. ChatGPT on the board. If the board won't back this manager properly, they shouldn't appoint him in the first place. Halfback manager is a sacked manager waiting to happen. Jesus, ChatGPT is giving it tight to Celtic, isn't it? What can and should the boards do right now? Well, this is an interesting one that ChatGPT's come up with. What is the biggest issue? What the board must say. We got parts of this wrong. Here is who is responsible for football decisions. This is what success looks like this season. What they must stop saying, we're happy with the squad, we trust the process, the model works, when results say otherwise. Oh my God, ChatGPT's just wiped the floor. If they're thinking about putting out a statement today and they go into ChatGPT, I'll give you my account, lads. Because my one seems to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Silence breeds anger. Vague optimism fuels revolt. All Celtic fans against the board. The fifth thing that the club needs to do is the uncomfortable truth. Celtic don't just need a new manager. They need football leadership. They need clear accountability, a relationship reset with the supporters. ChatGPT's totally wiped. ChatGPT gets Celtic right now, completely gets it. Um, a relationship reset with the board. Get back to meeting the fans and talk about how we can move forward. If a new manager comes in without authority, without backing, and without honesty from the board, then it doesn't matter how good they are. They'll be gone within 12 to 18 months. I think that Wilfred Nancy will be gone before then. And then goes on to say the final thoughts, the Celtic reality. New manager should be given time if there's visible progress, a window with proper backing, protection from board level noise. But the Celtic supporters should be given honesty, competence, ambition, anything less, and the cycle just repeats. And all that came from a simple prompt where I asked ChatGPT, with the state of Celtic Football Club on and off the pitch, how do you best manage change at a time like this? Does the manager need to be given time, a transfer window, and what can the board do and say? That was all that I asked ChatGPT, and that is exactly what ChatGPT thought of Celtic at its current moment. Unbelievable. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to the land of the Twitterati. Yes, we're going to jump over to the land of Twitterati to see how some of the Celtic fans felt about the game last night, and then we'll get onto the channel. And obviously, the manager did interviews after the match last night, and it has to be said, it wasn't his best interview. He knew that we could get beat last night. He knew that Motherwell would play the way that they did. He knew that he was changing the system. We'll get onto all this in a minute, because I think that there's a lot of questions asked. Playing Rio Hitati as a striker, then moving Daizen Maeda from a winger to a striker, Rio Hitati being all over the pitch. Liam Scales just being Liam Scales. The manager then moved from a 4 at the back at the beginning of the game. It looks like we set up as a 4. That disintegrated within minutes. The manager then pushed Kieran Tierney up as a winger. ChatGPT should give us the start information and all. I tell you. The French forward strikes again. But anyway, get them out, save our season, it says this one, and then the next one, just empty. Just empty this cloud tonight. Rangers beat us on Saturday, and they will go joint second. Yeah, Nancy out. Just watched his interview, no accountability. Didn't look bothered that we lost. I'm going to come into that in a minute. He didn't. Nancy talks pish. Tisdale identifies and signs this pish. The board have turned their club into a shambles and a laughing stock. Utter incompetence. And I think that Martin O'Neill had 1 month, 1 calendar month at Celtic, and managed to win Premiership Manager of the Month. With the same players, it has to be said. The same players. Scott McDonald has done wonders as a manager here in Australia. Wonder if he could do any better than Nancy. I think that the likes of Scott McDonald, who gets Celtic, I think Celtic should be reading the room this morning. Get these amateurs out. He will win on Sunday, mark my words, then get the signings in, and we will win this title, says Jake. Is he a man that is completely not reading the room, or does he believe that, we will win the game at the weekend? Will the manager be given until the weekend? Will he be sacked today? I very much doubt so. Will he be given to the game at the weekend? I think so. If we can you really see us beating Rangers at Celtic Park? We need to go to the stadium and then not leave until the manager's gone. I think the sad fact is that a lot of fans will just leave way before the end of the game. If we're getting beaten 2-0 with 70 minutes to go, I think that you could see Celtic Park emptying. Even our 2 wins were pathetic. Yeah, they were that. So then you can kind of get the feeling for if he could ever read the room, which I'm pretty certain he couldn't. He'd know he was out his depth. Even seen the reaction like this to a manager in decades supporting Celtic. He's lost 5 games. He's lost the dressing room. He's lost the support P45 time. Celtic manager to say tonight, no surprise, simply is unacceptable. He has to go. Simply does not get it. Lost 15 goals in 7 games. We've gone from winning 7-8 under Martin O'Neill to 2-7 under Nancy. No Celtic manager can survive this at all. It's worse than Barnes and Mowbray. We're both sacked after terrible performances. He must go now. Better be his last interview because he's tragic. Who interviewed this morning? Who reviewed his way of playing or his win record? His win record, his win record was up there with Brendan Rodgers. I'm just saying. Do you know that stats mean fuck all? Sorry for swearing first thing in the morning. Stats mean nothing. Brendan Rodgers' win rate. You can look at all the previous managers' win rate. Even Ronnie Dyler had a win rate that's comparable to Brendan Rodgers. It's the mindset of the manager. It's do you believe that this is the person to take the club forward? Does he believe how important it is not to lose a game? And just to go, yeah, I never want to lose a game either. No, mate, it's serious. You cannot lose a game at Celtic. When you lose games at Celtic, you're on the way out. It is as simple as that. Right, let's get back to the main screen. That's enough of the Twitterati. And let's get some of your comments up this morning. If the players getting slaughtered for last night is grossly unfair, if Messi signed for us, Nancy would put him at centre back. Yeah, this is true. Big shout out. There's 276 comments already. Last night was crazy. Over 4,300 comments. So if you do want your comment to stand out, a simple 50p super chat would be suffice to make it a little bit easier. It's just the way that YouTube works, I'm afraid. Getting schooled off Motherwell. Thanks, Dermot Tisdale, the 2 councillors of our club. I heard Peter Martin has gone for a dump. Get the tramps off the chat. Is there no one in that is a moderator this morning? It's flying through. Is there no moderators in this morning? Yes, there is. Michelle's in. It's fine. Orc. Deleted message. Banned from channel. Hide user from channel. Right, I'll keep this screen open so I could see that as well. When was the last time we heard from Desmond personally himself? When Brendan Rodgers got sacked. Scott says, now you're on saying he's no good after lots saying I can see what he's trying to do. Well, you could see what he was trying to do, Scott. Come on. But it's just not good enough, is it? It's just not Celtic standard, really. I think that's the main issue. Let me just go and make sure that we're on subscriber only. Content. So that if they do want to join, they need to be. There's the problem. Subscriber only mode. For the chat. That should clean the chat up a bit. And if you're a Celtic fan and you want to comment, just subscribe to the channel. It's the easiest way. When was the last time that we heard from Desmond personally himself? When he put out the scathing statement of the previous manager. Bernardo got hooked last night because he was pish. You watched the game. Brendan Rodgers, Martin O'Neill played him for a reason. But it was Brendan Rodgers who had him on loan at Celtic. You know, does he understand what Celtic is? I don't think so. Nancy came into the worst Celtic in decades. He was on the back foot from day one. However, he's lost at our club. Yeah, I think so. I think the bangers will get humped. One Celtic, heads up, boys. The mindset of us sack him and get this disgrace off a board as well. That brings its own questions, its own. You're then relying on Dermot Desmond to be the head of recruitment, to bringing in people that will replace them. So, whilst I fully won't look, I've got this up. You know, sack the board, sack the manager. What you should focus on, something in the middle there. We need to be focusing on that, and we're going to keep that up until we get rid of a few of them. The manager only knows one way of playing. What was that way of playing last night? This was the team that was put out last night. Schmeichel has lost the confidence of the fans and the confidence of the players. Ralston gets kicked about all over the place. Trusty was kicked about and getting ragdolled by a wee guy on the pitch. Scales, Yang, just not good enough. Bernardo, too lightweight. We've known that there is nothing new at Celtic. Last summer, we were linked with a 6'5" French centre midfield player. And we all got our hopes up and we all went, that's what we need at Celtic. We need someone that's got height, physicality, you know, a bit of bulk about him that can bully players in the modern game. We've got a bunch of skinny wee guys that all wear skinny jeans and you know, they've got skinny wee thighs and stuff. What happened to the real James Forrest came on last night and he was the best player on the pitch. He's been here for 17 years. He's gathering dust like an ornament in your granny's house, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? Your granny's house isn't dusty, that's the one thing, so it's generally clean. But he's like a wee gnome that sits out in the garden. Jamesy Forrest time. Bring in Jamesy Forrest out the cold. Do you know, he was the best player on the pitch when he came on last night. And that tells you a lot about the standard of the player that we've got. And that comes down to various managers over the years. I think that when you look at the highlight of what Ange Postecoglou did to the club and brought in, I don't think that Ange Postecoglou was great for us in a European context. You know, you could say, well, he won the Europa with Spurs. They've got way better players than us. But anyway, no one wants to lose a game, but I want to lose a manager. Would you lose the game at the weekend just to lose the manager? That's the question. We've got 285 votes on the poll this morning. 86% say sack him, or we will win nothing. Back him, he needs his own players. I mean, there is a call for both. You could say that, you know, he does need his own players, and these players have proven time and time again that they are not Celtic standard. But what is Celtic standard in this modern day and age, in the modern game of football? 17 defeats in 2005, yep, I know that. He's arrogant, egoistic, moron who will never change his approach. We're in free fall. Players are a disgrace too, no heart whatsoever. I'm going to give the players a little bit of leeway last night, because playing Rio Hitati as a striker is the. I've left my water through in the kitchen. Damn. How the hell did I manage that? Playing Rio Hitati as a striker at times last night through the middle. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers decision. This is all on the manager. I'm going to give the players. Yes, the players should perform, But if they've been told you're playing in this position, and they're running about and they've not a clue what they're doing, that comes down to the manager and the training pitch. Do you know what is he doing with these players on the training pitch? Is the big question, because it's whatever he's doing, and I know that it's short times between games, but he's changed it too much now. Last night was the last straw for me, I think. Um, you can back a manager and you could say, we'll try and achieve something, we'll try and change, we will try a new system, a new formation. Yes. At the start of the game, he went to a four at the back. He went with Ralston, Trusty, Scales, and Tierney at the back. He quickly moved Tierney further forward. When you saw the players warming up, the four defenders were warming up on themselves in a little unit. So you're thinking during the warm up, you're like, right, okay, it looks like he's going to go to a four at the back. Okay, he's listened. But then he didn't. He changed it during the game. He changed it instantly and pushed Kieran Tierney further forward. He said, no, a three at the back will do. Which then put Scales into an ominous position. And then he changed it again in the first half. He pushed Kieran Tierney up front. And you're thinking, he's now got Kieran Tierney playing as a winger. Kieran Tierney's never played as a winger in his life. Yes, he likes to get forward. Yes, he likes to overlap wingers, and have reverse passes and all sorts of mayhem. But that's what he does from that position. He doesn't do it from a forward position. And whatever was said at half time, Kieran Tierney was shown who was manager, and he didn't return for the second half. And it was funny last night that there was not one Celtic player spoke to the media on Celtic TV. I don't know if they spoke to the media. I don't think that they spoke to. I've not had a good enough look. I don't think that they spoke to the media at all last night, which is it's a sad morning. He's not a Celtic man, and he doesn't understand the club or Scottish football. He watches teams on video. Yeah, probably with a Betamax. Yeah. Hans will put three past us, even with a donkey up front. The current team is mediocre, but Martin O'Neill had the exact same players. He got results out of them. Players do not like or believe in Nancy. They're not motivated whatsoever. Get him out, says Carl. I feel sorry for Trusty last night. He took a hit with the yellow cards. Trusty lost the plot last night. Completely lost the plot last night. Some pair of cash lying around for a boycott. Celtic Christmas jumpers. Mental start. 5 losses. I want the manager to succeed. Have his window, but for fuck's sake. I mean, do you believe that the manager can get in enough players in this window to play his style of football? Now, there's news coming out this morning that we are going to lose Jemai Simpson-Posey. It came out last night that Man City are going to recall Simpson-Posey back to the club, and fair play, you would expect him to do that. He came to Celtic. They would think that he was maybe going to get some game time. Jemai Simpson-Posey's he's had one game, I think, half a game. I've no idea why we brought him in. But with he returns to Manchester City, when you look at the Celtic squad, it means that we are absolutely short on defenders. And there's one thing for sure, even though the manager says he's looking for improvement, the team is going to be absolutely decimated. With the fact that Alistair Johnston's still out injured, Sirachi's out injured, Cameron Carter-Vickers is out injured, it leaves us with a back line of Liam Scales, Austin Trusty, Dane Murray, Kieran Tierney, Tony Ralston, Colby Donovan. in Inamura, but Inamura is meant to be leaving in the next window. Um, his short stay at Celtic is coming to an end, allegedly. That is not a good defence. Colby Donovan should not be putting. He's not to the standard that Kieran Tierney was when he came through. But what Kieran Tierney had when he came through at his time at Celtic was experience. And any young player that comes into Celtic right now doesn't have those older, experienced player for you to fall back on and to help motivate you and to keep you right. You know, people talking about Callum McGregor pointing, and when you've got an experienced team and a young player comes in, the players that are round about him on the pitch help the player out. You know, give him a little bit of advice, get a bit of motivation. That's not happening at Celtic because the players coming in, nobody knows where they're meant to be playing. Nobody knows the formation. When you looked at that formation last night, Motherwell were playing a diamond right round Callum McGregor. Clever move that, because you're not man marking Callum McGregor, but you're pretty much taking him out of the game. And I thought that was intelligent by the Motherwell manager. It was really clever, because usually you get a team that will man mark, put one player, like you man mark Callum. No, Motherwell manager, we'll change formation so that we'll go in a diamond right round Callum McGregor. That then stops Celtic trying to get the ball to Callum McGregor. No bad manager, that Motherwell manager, isn't he? A lot more tactical astute than our manager. The midfield, this is where we've got all sorts of issues. Rio Hatate, I have said it for a season now. I think for all the good that Rio Hatate is, he is a player that if he was really worth, if he focused for 90 minutes of a game, I mean, he runs about the pitch and he's like, I don't know what I'm. He doesn't know where he's meant to be. Do you know what I mean? There's no shape or formation to the team last night. You could see that there was a back three, the middle. Maybe I'm old school. You know, we are 3-5-2 formation. You got the bank of three, you got the bank of five, you got the two up front. You could see it. Your wingers moved up and down the pitch. 4-4-2. You see the two banks of four, two strikers up front. Wingers do their stuff, fullbacks do their stuff. Traditional football. Wilfred Nancy, Jesus, 1 minute Rio Hatate was playing as a centre forward, the next minute he's back in Kalmac's position as centre mid. And then when he turns around and he kicks the ball forward, he's like, there's no striker there. Yeah, dumbass, because you were meant to be the striker. It's crazy. It's absolute bonkers. But anyway, that's the Celtic team. Sinisalo, should he be getting more game time? Kasper Schmeichel's lost the plot for me. He may be an older, experienced player in the squad, but Ross Dohan has come through the system at Celtic. I would rate him better. I mean, he played for Aberdeen last season, and that's no great thing to his name, but I would rate him better than Kasper Schmeichel. We're going to be end up to the end of the season with Kasper Schmeichel, and it's just going to devastate us, man. Because he gives us nothing at the back. He doesn't shout to the defenders. There's just so much wrong at the club. Anyway, 356 votes. 86% say sack him. We are winning nothing. 14% say back him. He needs his own players. Just running through these. This team needs a full rebuild. Ready for a period of no success. I think that we're going to go into a period of, this is worse than Ronnie Dyler stuff. This isn't. This is nowhere nowhere near Ronnie Dyler stuff. This is way worse. Nancy hasn't a clue. Was more concerned their goals came from a throw-in and an error at the back. Yeah. I can see Hearts chucking it in Filth winning the league. Nah, I don't think so. Da-da-da. Mate, if you want me to read 590 comments, you've no chance. And there was thousands of comments last night, 3,000 odd comments. That's what super chats are for. Anyway, by the Motherwell manager and his backup staff. Own players, nobody in the team playing for him. Full squad. Jesus. Um, why we're not blaming the boards? That's what that is. Motherwell squad valuation is 9 million. Celtic squad valuation is 150 million. Exactly. Um, and that is the real issue. Right, let's jump into some more Celtic news and reaction from the world of the media. The fact that Rangers did close the gap on Celtic last night is just embarrassing. Let me just see. Why is that not done that? Stephen Johnson says, "Go and get pissed and enjoy yourself. Happy New Year to all my family." There we go. Stephen Johnson telling everyone just to go and get pissed and bugger it. Anyway, and Nancy admits that he was feeling the heat, but rejected suggestions that his future hinges on the weekend's results. The Frenchman said, "No, not at all. Each game for me is important. For the team is important." I don't think about my future. I think about what I do now and what I need to do to improve the team and what we need to do also to improve the team. And that's the way I think. Asked if he was feeling pressure as manager. As manager, personally, it's not something that I want. And it's not something that we want in terms of pressure. It doesn't change the way I think about this because we know what we have to do well, but for the moment, this is reality. I knew that it could be like that. We had good games at certain moments. Tonight is a difficult one. The last game, the first half was really good. The second half, we could have been better. So this is the reality. It's hard to even decipher some of his. I mean, listening to that interview last night on the watch along when we were live, the he just repeats himself. And he doesn't get us. He really doesn't get us. He did go on to say to the print media, he says, "I'm confident of where we want to do and where we want to go." The reality is, for the moment, this for this game, it was a tough game. It was difficult for us. He just kept on repeating himself last night, didn't he? There was a massive golf in class last night. Let's face it. Motherwell were up for it. Celtic being worth a squad worth over 100 million is absolutely laughable. Uh, he made a triple change by taking off Dyson Maeda, Kieran Tierney, Paulo Bernardo, taking off Dyson Maeda, who's potentially the best striker that you have, to bring on Shin Yamada. Shin Yamada, a player that just will never, he's never going to make it at Celtic. Whoever brought in Shin Yamada needs a good talking to, because that boy's never a striker at Celtic. Sorry. He said it was planned to do it because Dyson and Kieran played a lot of minutes in the beginning. I wanted to bench them also. I want them to be part of this game because they are important. So the idea was we give them only 45 minutes for this game. They were tired. I don't want them to be injured, so I need to also make choices regarding that, said the manager. He said that it was all planned. The dismantlement of Celtic last night was far too easy. It's been over the last time that they beat us at Motherwell in this fixture was 2013. This manager's setting all kinds of new records. And back in 2013, that was one of the seasons where Motherwell, with its sloping pitch, had the water retention in the corner, and the pitch was terrible. that season, and it was quickly fixed after that, which wasn't good for football. Um, Nancy, get back to America, you spanner. I was working during the games last night with Hun fans. It's ironic. Um, he's going to be worse than Russell Martin. Yeah, he is that. Um, Happy New Year to all Celtic fans. Nancy's just waffling all the piss. Yes, he is that. He's just I can't. He never give us. He never give us the solution. He never gave us any kind of solution to what he can do for the club. Do you know? All he did was he went round in circles saying, "Look, it was two bad moments in the game. It wasn't that bad." It was. The stats don't lie. You look at the stats for the game last night. Um, it was just woeful. John Barnes in disguise. Only a United player revolt can help address this. The board won't act. Spanners are useful. No need to disrespect them. Yeah, I love the spanners that are on the channel. They help the channel a lot. Anyway, we've Hearts and Rangers at Celtic Park after this split this season. Yes, and I'm not looking forward to that. Should we be looking forward to the games that are coming up? The fixtures. It is 3 days, 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 32 seconds until Celtic entertain Rangers at Celtic Park. And that itself gives me the absolute fear. When you look at the other games, let me just sort this screen out. When you look at the other games after Rangers, we have Dundee United. Dundee United beat Aberdeen last night, I believe. Falkirk, and then Auchinleck Talbot. I mean, I'm not convinced that the manager can win the next two games at Celtic Park. I think that the board won't act today or tomorrow. They will give the manager the Rangers game, and then they may even give him the Dundee United game and a couple of players. And if that doesn't work, do you give him the Falkirk game? It could be way behind in the league by that point. It would take a miracle worker to come in. I don't even think that bringing in Martin O'Neill, I don't think that Martin O'Neill would be able to turn it around. He would be able to steady the ship, but I don't think that if we go 6-9 points behind again for the second time this season, I don't even think that Martin O'Neill would be able to come in and turn that one around. And then, never mind on the 27th of January, letting this guy be in charge, going over to Italy. And then we round off the month with Hearts away and FC Utrecht at Celtic Park. That's that is a hard one. Honestly, Huns will be getting more decisions than a sheriff court. That is a good one. Anyway, right, that is me done and dusted this morning. There is a video that's going to come out later on today. I'll just tell you exactly what time. Do we do another live this afternoon? Maybe not. Maybe just call it the year as it is, isn't it? It's done. There is a video that's scheduled to go out at 4:30 Celtic Park time this afternoon, and that will be the final video of the year. A year that's been absolutely unbelievable. And if I feel up to it, we might do another one this afternoon. We'll see. It's going to be embarrassing Saturday. How do we get rid of this Tadger? How do we get rid of him? I have no idea. Do we back the manager or do we sack him? 87% say sack him, we'll win nothing. 13% say we need to get his own players in. Are you even confident that he's going to bring the right type of players in? We need therapy. I think we all need therapy. I think we all need therapy. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll come back on around about 12 o'clock Celtic Park's time. Well, we'll wait and see. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. And a big shout out to Adam, and a big shout out to Stephen Johnson. And I shall see you later on. I'll end in a positive way. The video that comes out at 4:30 will be the video that ends the year in a positive way. Let me just say that. Hopefully you're back doing a live this afternoon when the Pretender is sacked. That is the comment of the day. And hopefully we will maybe take some action on this. But anyway, let's end the poll. There's been 448 votes. There was over 1,400 votes last night. There was over 4,300 comments last night. Big thanks to everyone that took part last night, and a big thanks to the moderators on the channel. Love you a long time. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.